This is me being absolutely biased, as I am a propagandist channel. What is it that Russian women need that might be opposed to your country? Russian women are model looking, they're fit, they're feminine, they're soft spoken, because a lot of the Western women are now becoming feminists. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Afro Lev here, roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as usual. We are here in Stars Coffee. Yes, the doppelganger, the better equivalent of Starbucks. And this is me being absolutely biased, as I am a propagandist channel. No, I'm just joking. But apparently when you say something nice about Russia, you in turn become a propaganda channel. So, here we stand, or sit in this case. Today we're talking about why foreign men choose Russian women, and why it is so difficult to maintain these relationships. To put it frank, and to be very straightforward, a lot of foreign men choose Russian women for the simple reason they are beautiful, they are stunning. Walk down any street of Moscow, and you are gravitated, and you're simply spellbounded by the beauty that you might endure, or you might be succumbed to. Russian women are model looking, runway like, so to speak. So also foreigners find this quite fascinating, and they pursue them, but don't seem to be able to maintain them. Now it's important to actually highlight that the Russian beauty is not the only thing which foreign men find quite fascinating. Is the values as well. Russian women tend to be very traditional. As a married man, as you can see, I'm married to a Russian woman. It is clear to see, for me at least, that Russian women still maintain some of the traditional values which a lot of the world has deemed unnecessary or against the current norm. So, what are these traditional values? Well, Russian women believe that they need to be beautiful at all times because they don't know if they will meet their soulmate. This is taught from a young age, and they believe they must look presentable for their husband and presentable for society. This means that Russian women are so dedicated to working out, staying fit, wearing enough makeup, and buying the clothes and cosmetics to stay beautiful looking and trendy and up to date. And this, of course, is something we find very fascinating because on the other side of the world, we are taught to basically love yourself the way you are, whether it be overweight, obese, or simply skinny. It doesn't really matter. But in Russia, there is a beauty standard that is maintained by the women that are here. So a lot of foreigners find this quite fascinating because it is basically the height and the pinnacle of beauty because effort is put into it. And if you don't put effort into it, well, you are shunned upon and you are insulted. That's basically it. So the pressure is, of course, extremely high. Now, a lot of foreigners find this attractive because a lot of the Western women are now becoming feminists, and perhaps they do not see this as the right way to look at things. Why should I look presentable for a man? Why should I put so much effort? Love me the way that I am. Feminism is on the rise. Not in Russia. It is the absolute opposite. But I think you already know these things. It's also complicated to pinpoint why people find Russian women attractive. Let's just lean on the basis of them being beautiful, right? Russian women are beautiful. But why is it that it's so difficult to maintain relationships with them, it seems? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people, like with everything, fetishize or place people in a bubble. They objectify them. And they forget to do the other little things in between that are necessary in maintaining a relationship. It's the same thing. I can give you an example. In China, when I was schooling there, everybody wanted a Chinese girl. They had yellow fever, right? Everybody wanted to be with a Chinese woman. But nobody actually paid attention to the culture, what makes them tick, what makes them feel like they are loved. They basically just wanted to sleep with them. And in doing so, you miss all the necessary steps. in maintaining. Of course, if your main objective is just to, scratch an itch, it's possible, it is easy. But the maintenance of the relationship relies on one thing, and that is cultural awareness. What is it that Russian women need that might be opposed to your country? Or what is it that they need that was actually something that everybody needed before that is not looked at nowadays? I'll tell you. I think I'm pretty qualified as I am married to a Russian woman, but I can't speak for every single Russian woman on the planet, of course. But I can give you these specific things that at least make it seem like there is an actual trend going on. The first thing, all right, the cultural aspect. Russian women generally prefer people who take charge. They're not like the feminist women from the West. They prefer for the man to be in control and for him to have an idea. Financial stability. Russian women love to be spoiled a little. There's this misconception of people thinking that Russian women are gold diggers. Gold diggers are in every single corner of the globe. They're present. But even as we go back into time, somebody providing for somebody else was seen as the most attractive thing. In prehistoric times, it was not determined by handsomeness when it comes to choosing a mate. It was determined by the physique, whether he's able to catch enough prey so that they can eat together and he can provide for the family. Russian women have the same aspect in terms of they look for stability. Yes, of course, a gift here and there. And of course, these gifts have specific needs. A lot of foreigners don't understand that in order to woo a Russian woman, you also need to understand the culture when proceeding to woo a Russian woman. For example, flowers. Do not give a Russian woman an even number of flowers. It should be an odd number of flowers. Even numbers signify death. Yes, you take even numbered flowers to funerals. You understand? So this is actually something that people do to initiate a breakup. The cultural aspect. Now, I think you see where I'm going with this. People find something beautiful, but they don't know the components that make up this beauty. What is it? What is required to maintain this relationship? Moving forward, Russian women are very traditional, as I said before. They love to have the door open for them. They love to be showered with gifts. They love for a man to provide, to be in control, to lead. The Western woman has developed this mentality of being very feministic, very in control, and at times even masculine, which is just simply not what a Russian woman is. So basically, when you come to Russia and you try to pursue Russian women, you basically need to change your mindset and your ideology, because they are basically the height of what femininity has to offer. You need to be in control. You need to provide. You need to be a gentleman. Open the door. Get her flowers. Check on her. Get her gifts. This is the typical traditional way in which we used to pursue women. But now it has become something which has almost ended up as illegal. You can't do it. How dare you pay my bill? How dare you do this? How dare you think that I am not capable or I am not independent enough to take care of myself? These are factors that lead to people becoming the most extreme, feministic, and single women on the planet. Russian women basically are the opposite. They're fit, they're feminine, they're soft-spoken. They want a man to lead. And this is basically why men are gravitated, because it almost awakens the energy within you to work harder, to provide, to take care of somebody, rather than feel suppressed, shouted at for being too controlling, or perhaps paying for everything. Russian women expect you to pay the bill. So gentlemen, if you do want to maintain a relationship with a Russian woman, the first thing is just to understand the culture. See what makes them tick. But every single Russian woman is different. This isn't a handbook. It's more of like you have to understand the person's culture before you just jump in and try to proceed into a relationship. You have to do your research. Also, I do not understand how men pursue Russian women without knowing a little bit of Russian. Especially if she doesn't speak English. Then it is just sexually driven. That is the objectifying nature that I've noticed. Learn the culture, learn the language, see what makes them tick. I've just listed one thing about the flowers that might have even blown your mind. You need to understand that Russian women are basically the traditional form of women. They are the opposite of the West. And if you do come to Russia, if you do find a wife, or perhaps you find a wife in another country and she is Russian, now you know that they are the opposite of the conventional woman that you might see on Western TV. Beauty is extremely important. Femininity is extremely important. Fitness is extremely important. And that's why men find them so fascinating. If you found the video intriguing and you found this to be something that you'd like to see more of, it's kind of new for me because I haven't done commentary on a situation like this. Please write in the comments if you want to see more. Give me topics, ask me questions of things you'd like to know about Russia. And thank you so much for watching. And as always, we are roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. Ciao.